up in the business family. Well, it's like any other family, I guess. But what would happen is during the holidays, we would be taken to the factory.
Okay.
And the factory was very small at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So we would be doing odd jobs over there. Like pushing boxes, carrying things from here to there, like anything,
Mm-hmm.
as any other worker. There were times when my mother would also take us to the factory, because behind the factory we had a big orchard for grapes,
Okay.
like a vineyard.
Mm-hmm.
Very small but big for us at that time. And she would make us pluck them, put them in boxes,
Mm-hmm.
and
Seal
tape the
them.
boxes, and put the date for maturity,
Okay.
and that would be sold off. So we would be working for that also.
Okay.
So ever an option? Yeah, there's always an option, but I'm not talented in anything else, so I also didn't know what else to do. Like, I don't know art, I don't know music, I don't know anything. So if I wanted to do something, I wouldn't have anything to do.
Okay.
And my dad had plans for us was, you cannot go and finish education and come and sit on a table.
Okay.
So for the first 3 years, I worked like a worker.
Okay. So you started at the bottom.
At the very bottom.
Okay.
The first day I went to work, he made me sit, I still remember. He called one of the oldest employees who we knew from before, because we used to go to the factory so often.
Mm-hmm.
And he called him up and made him sit, and he said, today he's starting to work, Prakash starts to work today.
Mm-hmm.
Take him to the stores, get him a uniform which will fit him, and tell him to report to you from tomorrow morning 8 o'clock. Now he can go home. Worked on a copper drawing machine.
Okay.
When you make wires,
Right.
copper comes in 8 millimeter,
Okay.
and you have to draw to 0.3.
Okay.
So to draw it is called a drawing machine.
Okay.
So we used to work on the drawing machines. So we did everything. We did drawing, we did extrusion.
Okay.
When you execute anything new,
Mm-hmm.
there is always this fear whether it's going to work or not, whether it's good or not. But there came a time when I said, okay, now we have to do it.
Okay.
It's basically going in from B2C to B2B, from B2C to B2B.
Okay.
No, B2B to B2C, to the end customer basically.
Yeah.
So these new jargons they teach me, which I can't remember. But basically what we are doing now, the new thing, what we started doing is, we sell to the end customer.
Okay.
By which we have done a lot of things. A, we have got 15,000 spots across the country where my products are sold.
Okay.
So from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, to Agartala, Eastern Sisters, the Seven Sisters, till Gujarat, all over we sell our products. 50,000 dealers, sub-dealers put together. So the product has got a brand name and awareness across the country.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a matter of pride, because most of our products, 70 to 80% of our product is bought by farmers.
Right.
And the farmer is the poorest citizen of the country.
Yes.
And he is willing to pay me in advance for the most expensive product in the country.
Yes.
So that is a matter of pride. I don't go with a preset mind.
Okay.
I try to go with an open mind, and I try to judge the person with what open knowledge does he have. Let's say if he's an engineer,
Mm-hmm.
is his knowledge only to engineering, or is also a little bit more out of engineering?
Okay.
I will prefer to choose somebody who's got a wider scope.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you should know your subject. Let's say you're an accountant, so you should know your subject. I agree. But do you have a wider scope, a wider knowledge, wider awareness?
Mm-hmm.
Which to me means that you are more interested in, looking out and keeping eyes open.
Okay.
So that is what I'll keep looking for. My managing director, he has completed 26 years with the company.
Okay.
He started as a very small post in the accounts department, and over a period of time now he's up the, so he's number 2 in the company.
Mm-hmm.
They know where you've come from.
Mm.
They've seen you grow. They've grown with you, you've grown with them. So it's like a mutual thing. I didn't go in and say that I am the boss's son, I'm the owner's son, now I'm the president of the company, I think that makes a difference.
Okay.
And so when, even now, let's say now, so then if you come from the flow shop, if you're the GM of the plant,
Mm-hmm.
my questions to you will be more focused, because I know what the plant is.
Sure.
I will know who the people are,
Mm-hmm.
because I worked with them.
Mm-hmm.
I know what troubles you could have. I can understand your problems better now.
Okay.
If I was not with this kind of a background, then we would be on a little bit of different planes.
Okay.
You know, you would be coming as a general manager of the plant talking about something, but I would not be appreciative of your problems because I don't appreciate it. But today, because I come from the plant, I know
You
what you're
know
saying.
what exactly
Yeah.
is being spoken
Yeah.
about.
My father said one thing which Finlex will always do is always, 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 you will make sure you will pay your interest and the principal to the bank on time. Rule number one.
Okay.
You will never ever default on interest or principal. Rule number two, your customer needs service. I still remember when I had joined, so that time I was, let's say, 24, 25 at that time, and we were supplying wires, automobile wires, to Tata Motors. And Tata Motors plant is just like 3-4 kilometers away from our plant.
Mm-hmm.
So I still remember my father calling me, because that time we were small. So he had called me and he told me, take 2 coils, put it in your car. These are the documents. Go to our gate, because you have to do the excise formality.
Right.
Go to the gate, do the excise formality, and go and deliver these 2 coils inside Tata Motors.
Mm-hmm.
So I still remember doing that, because service to the customer is most important. So I remember going to the Tata Motor gate. At that time it was different, now it's different, but that time it was a little bit more easier.
Right.
Stood there were not so many people, waited for half an hour, did my paperwork, went into the store, gave it over there, did the paperwork, and then came back. My pipes are sold regardless,
Okay.
because there is a huge bank of farmers
Right.
who will need pipes for growing.
Sure.
So as long as you have a population which needs water and food, you will need pipes.
Right.
So I'm not really dependent on infrastructure coming or not coming. Infrastructure is not for me. And I sell only retail. I don't sell to the government in any form. Corruption was such an epidemic in the country. I wonder how all the biggest car manufacturers of the world are there. How did they get there? I don't know.
So it's not a headache for you, you would say?
No. I'm sure there is corruption everywhere in the world. And I'm saying it just like that.
Yes.
I've not been to all the countries. I don't do business. But I'm just saying it generally. But what my point is, why is it people look at the tail of the elephant and not the elephant?
Mm-hmm.
Look at the elephant. People are bothered about that stupid tail. Look at the elephant. What is the elephant? Elephant is the market. That's why you got all the big automobile companies, you got the big 4 auditing firms, you got all the television channels, you got, name it, you got everybody over there.
Mm-hmm.
Why? It's because the market.
Size.
You should be after the market and not after the frivolous things of what can be the obstacles. If you want obstacle-free life, then you should be in a country called, not Euphoria, what's the other country?
Utopia.
Utopia, which exists in Mars or Pluto, I don't know where.
Mm-hmm.
You should be there then, not here. What does success mean to me? I love to grow every year
Okay.
in my pipes business.
Mm-hmm.
And we keep growing anywhere between 10 to 15% every year.
Excellent.
For the last 10 years, we have grown 15% every year. So that is my success. I have a very strong family.
Right.
So they are really supportive. So even now, if my younger daughter or my elder daughter or my wife or anybody sees me sitting down quietly, they know there's something wrong with this guy. And they'll come and try to bug me with something else,
Mm-hmm.
so as to distract the mind, to make you feel at home, that you're not in the office now. So relax, tomorrow's another day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. I think it gets easier if you've got good family and good friends, more than time. Time will give you maturity, time will give you experience, but time will not necessarily help you during the troughs. You see, everything is a cycle.
Right.
So when you're at the bottom of the trough, whether you're 50 years old or 20 years old or 30 years old, doesn't help. Because you know one thing, you're going to come out of the trough.
Mm.
But when you're down there, what helps you is your family and friends. That's the most important thing. People are looking for changes, that's for sure.
Okay.
But changes in what? On one hand, I'm saying that we have done so well as a country.
Mm-hmm.
On one hand, I'm saying don't complain, because the government has achieved a lot.
Right.
Whichever government. And whatever has been achieved is not because of one person, one day, 1 year. It's because of last 50 years,
Right.
last 60 years. So you cannot pinpoint and say, I did everything, or this government or this person did it. It's the whole process.
Mm.
So whatever happened has happened. There have been complaints, and I'm sure everybody has complained, but what we forget is India is such a huge country,
Mm.
geographically. population. And the best thing, the common denominator is it's a democracy. It's a vibrant democracy. So I would not complain. That we are quality, number one in quality. Quality has to be constant. One day, every day, all the time. Same quality. Just focus on one thing.